Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy. This is the Financial Education Channel, and welcome to possibly a brand new monthly series called 3 Stocks I'm Watching. This is a September 2017 edition. I want as much feedback as possible in that comment section today. Do you guys want this to be a monthly series where I talk about 3 stocks I'm watching right now as far as the month ahead and what I'm looking for with those stocks? If you like it, let me know in that comment section. If you don't care for it, let me know in that comment section. I really want to hear from you guys about this. It's totally different than my usual monthly series, which I do the first of every month. I post a video called 4 Stocks I'm Buying. That has to do with my 4 biggest investments. This could have nothing to do with any of my investments. Some of them could have something to do with my investments and some of those kinds of things, guys. But basically, this one's just talking about 3 stocks that I'm watching, really paying attention to closely over the next month for this reason or that reason. So let me know. I want feedback, guys. Let's hear it. Let's get into this. So the first one is Apple. I am paying attention to Apple in the month of September. Why? Because they are doing their big launch event, guys, where they launch their new iPhones and all that good stuff. And here's what we're looking at. They should launch an iPhone 8. This iPhone 8 is going to be, you know, a very special technology type product for Apple. They're going to really try to innovate, try to push the boundaries, I guess you could say, on technology with some of this stuff. They're trying to do a curved edge-to-edge OLED display with True Tone technology. There's supposed to be a virtual home button. They're supposed to have facial recognition on this iPhone 8, which can basically recognize your face and unlock your phone. And they're talking about like a millionth of a second, guys. So literally, you don't even have to, like, like usually with your iPhone and iPads and things like that, you have to use your finger to unlock it. This is supposed to just be able to like look at you and it will recognize your face and it'll unlock it immediately. So pretty cool technology there. They're also supposed to have a dual lens cameras on this. They're supposed to have some AR capabilities, so some augmented reality type stuff. They're supposed to, you can use Apple Pencil or possibly use Apple Pencil with this new phone. Ton of different stuff, guys. They're talking about possibly 3 gigs of RAM. And of course the price point on this is going to be a bit higher than usual. They're talking about the cheapest one of the iPhone 8 could possibly be $850, guys. So all that is just rumor stuff right now. It's supposed to have wireless charging, all that kind of stuff. We will get to see as the event unfolds. They're also supposed to launch the 7Ss, which is basically, they came out with the iPhone 7 last year. So the 7Ss. Now 7Ss are not supposed to have big differences in between the 7 and the 7S. That is more just like they're supposed to have better chips and some of those kinds of things. But as far as like fundamentally changing the phone, like they are going to the iPhone 8, that is not supposed to happen for this year's phone, guys. So very interesting to pay attention to. The other thing is the new Apple Watch is supposed to be launched, the 3rd generation of the Apple Watch, and this one is supposed to be 4G LTE cellular connectivity. And so basically you can use this one and you don't even have to have an iPhone, whereas the past Apple Watches, you had to have an iPhone in order to use the Apple Watch. So this is supposed to really broaden Apple Watch's reach around different smartphones, because we know the majority of smartphones out there aren't even iPhones. So they're going to have a lot bigger possibilities as far as selling to customers who maybe don't have Apple products right now, but maybe just want an Apple Watch. They're talking about the new LTE Apple Watch could ship up to 20 million units next year, guys. That's a lot of money. When you run the numbers on that, you run 20 million units, if that is what they actually reach next year, and you run, let's say the average selling price of one of those is $400 or $500. That's a lot of freaking units they're moving there, guys. So for all that reason, I'm definitely paying attention to Apple. I mean, September is just the month of Apple. I mean, they get the world's attention because why? It's the biggest company in the world, the biggest market cap in the world, the most valuable company in the world, and they're launching their premier products, the iPhones, guys. So I will definitely be paying attention to Apple in September. Also, Disney I will be paying attention to in September. This is the second stock here. Disney has had a struggle of a year. Their stock is only up a little less than 5% over the last year. And that compares to the Dow, which is up almost 17%, guys. And year to date, the Dow's up almost 10%. So Disney is well underperforming what the Dow Jones is going up. I mean, the Disney is one of the worst performers in the Dow 30 so far, for the last year, guys. Now, why is this? It really comes down to ESPN. ESPN has been hurt, and there's been so many many worries about ESPN. And ESPN is honestly such a big segment of Disney. ESPN, this is back from 2014, was valued somewhere around $50 billion, guys. Disney is a company which has a market cap of somewhere around $150 billion. So if you put a $50 billion valuation on ESPN, that's basically about a third of their market cap. Now, what drives ESPN? What drives ESPN? NFL. NFL drives ESPN's ratings. You know, people paying attention to NFL, watching NFL games, watching Sports Center, all that kind of stuff, guys. But if we look here, NFL ratings went down last year. NFL had a bad year last year after a record year in 2015. You can see across the board, Sunday Night Football ratings were down. Thursday Night Football ratings were down. Monday Night Football ratings were down. Sunday Night Football ratings were down. Everything across the board as far as, you know, ratings go, were just down, down, down for the NFL, and that is part of the reason why, honestly, ESPN stock has struggled so much. I mean, when NFL ratings are down, that means people aren't watching as much, and some people said, well, that was because of the Colin Kaepernick situation. Some people said, well, that's because Brady was suspended for the first few games. There's a lot of excuses on it was this or was that, and maybe that's true, but at the same time, will NFL ratings bounce back? That is what I'm paying attention to. How are the NFL ratings going through September, through that first month? Are they strong? Are they bounce back type stuff where they're one-upping 2016, or is it continuing downtrend? If it's a continuing downtrend, that is bad for ESPN, which means that's bad for Disney. It's bad for Disney stock, guys. So that's absolutely something I'll be paying attention to. The third stock I'll be paying attention to is actually my biggest investment, GoPro. So GoPro, what am I paying attention to with GoPro? Well, they will launch their new products, or at least probably will launch them in September, show them off and all that good stuff, kind of like Apple does. Now, with this launch, I'm expecting a Hero 6 launch and the Fusion camera are supposed to both launch. Now, the Hero 6, they're supposed to use Qualcomm as their chip manufacturer rather than Umbrella. They should be switching. And Qualcomm just showed off this chip this past October 2016. They showed off this new chip, which has some very cool technology. It's Snapdragon 625 processor built on a 14 nanometer process. The Snapdragon 625 is designed to use up to 25% less power compared to its predecessor in the camera chipset portfolio. And by the way, a lot of people that have GoPros know you know, they don't last for very long, the power. You need to switch out that battery or something. So that's a good sign. While also delivering 40% more CPU, DMIPs processing, and GPU DSP for advanced imaging and deep learning process. Already proven in smartphones, the processor features dual lens signal processors for up to 24 megapixel images. Currently, GoPros have about 12 megapixels, so you're basically doubling that. In 4K video, up to 30 frames per second. You can also go live on this, guys, so you can go live on Facebook, YouTube, because it's going to have 4G LTE type capabilities, Twitter, Periscope, all these type of different platforms. So that's what I'm expecting in the Hero 6. I'm expecting them to use that Qualcomm chip. It looks like they will probably use that Qualcomm chip, and we'll see how the market takes that as far as, you know, is it a blockbuster hit or is it just something that's, you know, a decent size hit? I can tell you personally, even though I'm a GoPro shareholder, so obviously I'm biased, but I will probably be buying the Hero 6 if I can go live on YouTube, because obviously I'm a YouTuber and I would love to be able to go live from a real camera. Like, I'm recording this on a Canon 80D. I cannot go live on this, but if I could go live on that GoPro, I would absolutely do it, because I go live like at least once a month, and I usually do it from my iPad, and the video quality is like really bad, guys. So that would definitely give me a reason to upgrade to that camera. So that's what I'm expecting. And then also the Fusion camera that is supposed to be launching and showing off. This is kind of a wild card. I mean, GoPro has a great opportunity to maybe be the first real player in VR as far as a camera selling unit. Samsung's trying, they've done a lot of marketing. Samsung just could not do it. But Samsung's also not known as necessarily a camera company. Like, when you think of Samsung, you don't think of a camera company. They've had a 360 camera on the market for almost a year now, and they haven't had a lot of success with it, let's be completely honest. And they've used a lot of high-profile people to push this, Casey Neistat being one of them. Will GoPro be able to be the first really successful camera player in the VR space? That's a big question. As a shareholder, I'm not necessarily necessarily betting on that. I'm just betting that maybe, you know, it can be a decent selling thing, but will it be a blockbuster? We will just have to see. A lot of it will come down to price point at the end of the day. Is it a $799 camera? Is it a $999 camera? Is it a $599 camera? And those kinds of things, guys. What I am not expecting, I'm not expecting a drone launch from GoPro. I do not believe they'll be coming out with a new drone this fall. I don't believe they'll come out with a new drone until 2018. That'll be a 2018 play, a new Karma drone, probably smaller and those kinds of things, but I do not expect that for the 2017 launch, guys. So those are 3 stocks I'm watching in September 2017. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this today. I can make this into a monthly series and talk about 3 stocks I'm watching, you know, every month into the future and those kinds of things, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you just came across this channel, you may want to subscribe. We talk personal finance on the channel. We talk entrepreneurship. I'm an actual business owner. I give away so many business tips. We talk stock market investing more than anything, including this series, possibly a new once a month series. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.